each week or each month to get insurance if you ever get hurt and can't work. It's vital. Recently, we told you about a woman who spent years fighting to get her disability benefits. Since then, we've heard from more of you from all over this country who've been dealing with similar situations.
These are voices of people in pain who contacted us after we aired a recent story about Cigna Group Insurance.
We didn't know if we were going to be able to eat.
I can't afford to visit my new grandchildren.
I really believed, they would do the right thing.
The story featured Susan Kristoff, a breast cancer survivor from West Palm Beach, Florida, who waged a nearly 2-year battle to receive disability insurance benefits from Cigna.
It was a daily 8-hour job just trying to fulfill the information that Cigna was requesting.
Susan and her lawyer, Alicia Paulino Grisham, blamed her troubles with Cigna on an industry-wide practice of deliberate delay they call slow walking.
The insurance companies understand that if they delay and deny claims, then many of the claimants will never pursue their claim.
During our investigation, Cigna reversed course and paid Susan's claim. They wouldn't talk to us, but their insurance trade group told us cases like Susan's were the exception, not the rule.
But when I talk to you about slow walking, when I tell you that people say their claims don't get paid, that it's industry-wide in cases, you've never heard of anything like this before?
I've not heard that term used before.
Have you heard of the problem before?
What I do know is that there's a process. It's designed to be fair.
Well, after our story aired, it seemed Susan's case was not isolated. We received dozens of emails from viewers all across the country saying, like Susan, they too had been unfairly denied disability benefits from Cigna. Despite submitting extensive medical evidence, they were too sick to work. Like Susan, some complained of deliberate delay tactics in paying claims. Lori Bailey, a former police fingerprint analyst, has been fighting Cigna for nearly 3 years.
This fight has caused me to go deeply into debt, and I've lost everything that I've worked hard for my whole life.
Others, like Bob Eklund, complained Cigna denied he was disabled, despite mountains of medical evidence the former chief engineer submitted.
I can't explain it. What do you do then when your company says you can't come back to work and your insurance company, what can you say?
Janine Pendley suffers from a debilitating lung disease.
I purchased insurance to protect myself and my family. I've seen my business destroyed, my savings depleted, and my family battling to keep our home.
In Ursula Guidry's case, Cigna paid benefits for a while, then stopped. Cigna told Ursula she should be able to work full-time, even though she was suffering from advanced breast cancer. Her husband is Michael Cromie.
We thought it was crazy because my wife was so incredibly disabled and we had medical documentation to prove it. And it threw us into a panic because we didn't know how we were going to pay for our mortgage and support our children.
Cigna told grandmother Elizabeth Barra Skrownick she should be able to work despite her heart disease.
This year, for Mother's Day, my son bought me my medications. I never believed that this could happen.
So we went back to Cigna, who said they wouldn't discuss specific cases even though everyone mentioned in our story gave them permission to talk to us. They did agree to a non-recorded phone call with their chief medical officer and gave us a written statement saying Cigna pays 90% of their claims and that a majority of their clients are satisfied. But some in Congress don't agree.
And basically, I want to pursue legislation, file a bill that would establish punishment for the insurance company when they wrongly deny claims. Right now, there is no punishment.
Congresswoman Wasserman Schultz heard about Susan and our first piece and is poised to take action.
I'm going to make sure that we pursue these insurance companies and make sure that they are covering the claims that they're supposed to until we can get this law passed.
Still, change can't come too soon, so others can avoid the fate of Ursula Guidry.
3 months later, after we got the money from Cigna, my wife died of breast cancer, and I can't help but think about the time that my wife wasted during her last year on earth, time that she could have been spending with me and the children, time that she wasted fighting an unethical insurance company.
So hard to hear a story like that, and it's an ongoing problem for so many, but you do have good news for some.
There is good news. When we started going, you heard about Lori Bailey there. We went to Cigna, made calls about her case, and all of a sudden she got a call from them, and her lawyer says that they're going to get paid back benefits. $80,000 she's owed in back pay. She's going to get it. The reason this works, though, is because you come to us. You tell us about the stories. You tell us about the problem. We will make the calls. We will try to tell the story. So please, if you have a story, if you have an issue you've heard about, go to abcnews.com, send us an email.